Yo, the ones who doubted you will be the same ones who need you, right? Let me read that statement again. The ones who will need you will be the same ones that doubted you. The ones who will need you will be the same ones that doubted you. Let that point sink in for a second, right? Because if you are on this journey of just becoming exceptional, becoming excellent, becoming admirable, becoming respected, becoming a man who other men respect, a man who other men want to be, a man who women look up to, who women want to be with, right? On your journey to becoming that man, best believe you're going to have doubters. Best believe you're going to have haters. Best believe people will disrespect you at every turn because to them, you shouldn't be able to do that. You shouldn't be able to get to that level, right? Especially if you come from the same place as these people, right? And when I say they will need you, it's not like they will beg you for attention or, they'll beg you for your time. It To some extent they will, but the point that I'm bringing forward is they will need you because they will understand that, oh, you were right. Oh, maybe I should have listened to you. I can't tell you guys how many times people have asked me for help, right? Where I've told them what to do and they didn't take my advice, right? I'm not gonna be, it's made me mad sometimes, depending on the advice that they were giving. Not giving, but depending on how much effort I took and how much time I took with them to speak to them, to give them the advice, and then they didn't take the advice, right? And I'm not saying they have to take my advice, but after I spent all that time with you, helping you when you've asked for help, and then you turn around and basically spit in my face, right? Obviously, when you come back, I'm going to have a different viewpoint of you, right? My respect for you is going to drop, right? Because to me, I care about my time. So I'm not just going to not give you my time. So if I'm giving you my time, taking the time out of my day, taking the time out of my life to help you out when you had a moment of need, and I've given you the advice, whether it be money, whether it be, relationship, mindset, whatever, I expect you to take it serious because I'm taking the moment of trouble that you're facing serious, right? And this isn't to call anyone out or anything like that. It's just a point that I'm making. But also, it comes back to even money, right? Plenty of people have, yo, how do I make money like this, right? I have this idea and I want to do this, and I'm sitting there with you, giving you the exact steps to follow, so that one, I know the mistakes that I made, so I'm helping you avoid those mistakes. But also, I'm telling you, it's basically a shortcut of experience. I went to Vegas, right? And back in December. And believe it or not, you don't have to, but I spoke to a billionaire, right? And this man told me that, yo, like, I wish I was your age again because of all the mistakes that I made. Right now, this dude, 53, and he's lost it all 4 times. He's made it back each and every time. One of the times he lost it, he had uh he had 7 girlfriends, right? And that was the first time he had like a ton of money, and he lost it all, right? And he was telling me about the experiences, the emotions. Literally sat down with this man and we spoke for 2 to 3 hours almost. And then even the next day, I saw him again and we spoke a little bit. Um, this man's stories and the lessons that he learned, it completely shifted the avenue that I was going to take to get to my goals, right? And throwing this back to the ones who doubt you. So, the time I spent to this dude, right? The 2, 3 hours that we just spent talking and talking and talking, I can give that same wisdom to somebody else, right? He didn't have to waste his time speaking to me. He could have been speaking to anybody else at the venue. Best believe I was not one of the most successful people at that venue. Best believe I was not one of the richest people at the venue. Best believe I didn't have the nicest car at the venue. So why was he talking to me? Why did he sit down to speak to me? When he walked in, I didn't even know who this guy was. He didn't even look like someone who was extremely wealthy. But then again, what does someone who's extremely wealthy look like? Right? And he sat at my table and we just started talking. Right? And this is why learning the skills of communication, learning to read people, learning to understand people, learning to just have genuine conversations comes into play, because he just wanted to talk. And I understood how to ask the right questions. I understood how to ask questions. Me understanding these things allowed him to open up and share. And then he got to a point where he was like, yo, I don't really talk like this. Right? And people say these things to me all the time because I understand how to ask questions, but I also understand how to listen. Right? So I spend my time, my energy, my effort, my money getting information from other people, people that are years ahead of me. And I've told you guys this. I like to spend my time with people that are way further ahead of them than me, right? Way further ahead than me, that are way older than me as well, because I understood at an early age that older people had wisdom. Older people understood life, right? And anytime I'm around older people, we can communicate and talk, because to them, they're like, man, this kid is something else, right? And the way I'm like, I'm always like, they can see something inside, and a lot of times people see something inside of me that I don't see in myself, right? And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's helped me, right? It's propelled me forward, right? It's allowed me to make genuine connections. The contacts that I have in this phone, right? Like, I wouldn't sell this phone. I wouldn't sell my contacts list because of the connections that I have on my phone at 22 years old, right? And I'm not successful. To me, I'm not successful yet, right? I haven't achieved the things that I wanted yet. So why are these people that are light years ahead of me, why do they respect me? Well, for one, it's obviously because of how I carry myself. It's how I speak. And I'm not putting up a persona. This is just me, right? I was raised this way a little bit, but around the age of 13 is when I really just, yo, this is what I want. This is who I'm going to be. This is what I'm going to look like. I made those decisions, right? Now, I couldn't afford the nicer things yet, but over time, I started building my closet, right? With I knew who I wanted to be. I knew what I wanted to look like. I knew how I wanted other people to see me. And I just put in the work every single chance that I got, right? At one point, anytime I was, man, like, look at those suits. Let me just buy 4 of them. It hurt my wallet, but I still bought them because I understood that Duno in a year from now, 2 years from now, he would be like, damn, good choice, right? I think this is prom. So this is 2021. I'm 19, 19, 19. Yeah, I'm 19, 2021, right? And I go shopping for prom. And I was only gonna buy one suit for prom so I could match my so I could match my girl at the time. And prom, silver gray suit, green pocket square, green tie. That was the only thing I went to buy. And then when I got in the store, I was like, damn, I want this suit as well. I also want this one. I also want this one. I also want this one. So I ended up leaving with 4 or 5 suits and a couple dress shirts and a couple pocket squares, couple ties, and a couple tie clips. And I'm just like, wow, I just upgraded my look like a lot. Even though I already knew how to dress, I already had some suits, but I never bought 4 or 5 suits at once before. But I did because I understood that me a year from now, 2 years from now, so I'm 22, so that was when I was 19. Those suits, I got them tailored. Now they still fit. They still look sharp when I wear them. This isn't one of them. This is a more recent suit that I got. But I think I got black. I got a patterned blue. I got a silverish, a dark silver gray. It's like a dark gray, but it's like a little shiny. And than the gray suit, right? So, and I can't remember if I got another one at that time, but it's one of those decisions that I made because I knew future me would be thankful. Future me would be happy I made those decisions. Future me would be proud of me for making that risk. It was a risk to my wallet because I never wanted to, I didn't go in the store thinking of doing that, right? So I only had like cash. So imagine the embarrassment I would have felt. Oh, I don't have enough to buy all the suits. And she was there with me. So I'm like, I'm not going to do that, right? Anyways, back to the main topic of conversation, right? When I spent my time sharing the knowledge, now obviously you could say, oh, it's the wrong person, right? You were giving the knowledge to the wrong person, right? Look at it like this. If they wanted to do the work, they would have. But most people are looking for shortcuts. They doubt you. And a big piece of it is because you're not rich yet, right? So because you're not rich yet, they don't respect the advice that you're sharing. Little do they know that that advice is coming from someone else who has done it. So that's where I get the credibility of my advice from, because I understand the people that I've gotten in my network that I speak to on a regular basis, they're light years ahead of me. So when they pass down the wisdom, of course I'm going to share it to my circle. And of course I'm going to share it to people that ask me about it, right? But my inner circle are the ones who actually take it serious, because that's why I've shortened and made it smaller, because I don't want just anybody inside of that inner circle. I don't need the doubters. I don't need the guys who have low confidence. I don't need the guys who can't speak to girls. I don't need the guys who can't think long term. I don't need those guys in my circle, because I understand that it takes a different level of thinking to get to the next level. I understand that the Duno I was 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago can't be the Duno right now, because Duno 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago would not be able to handle the stress and pressures of what I'm able to handle now. And I know that Duno 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now will be able to handle more stress and more pressure than I can handle right now. But today, right now, I'm taking the effort to manage the stress, to manage the pressures, to make sure that I'm performing, to make sure that everything I do is being respected by not just my peers, by the guys that are 5, 10, 20 years older than me. You guys need to really understand that if you have those doubters, not just in your circle, maybe they go to your church, maybe they go to your school, maybe they're at your job. As long as, there's a beautiful thing called social media. So as long as you're leveling up, these people are watching. You know they're watching. I know they're watching. They may not say hi. They may not reach out to me, which is fine. I don't care. But it's one of those things that I forget where I got this from. It's like they will watch you, and they will watch you, and they will watch you. They will prey on your downfall, but they will see that you keep on succeeding, right? There's just a certain satisfaction that comes when it comes down to proving the doubters wrong, right? And the reason I say this, that they're watching, as long as you're putting in the work, because success is the best revenge, right? And the reason I say this, because I'm losing the point a little bit, is they will watch you. They will continue to watch you, but they will never reach out to you, right? They're what is that called? I think Polo G said it in a song or something like that. Proudly clapping, right? They're clapping behind the scenes because it's not popular to support you yet, right? It's not popular to listen to share your videos, right? It's not popular to take your advice. It's not popular to follow you, to support you, to it sounds stupid, right? Because it's not popular to support you, they're not going to support you. Like I've heard of, I've always hear this like, oh, yo, bro, like I'm seeing the videos, man. I'm not paying attention to who likes my stuff, right? Because I'm past that phase of social media where when I first got started, when I first started posting videos, because I've been on social media a lot longer. But when I first started posting consistent videos, I was paying attention to who was liking. But now, 2, 3 years later, that was 2021. So yeah, 2, 3 years later, it doesn't affect me as much. Now I just care about, what is my content doing? Who is my content reaching? Who is actually engaging? What kind of people are engaging with my content, right? And the reason I say this is because there's people that don't want to like your videos because they don't want other people to see that they're liking your videos, which is fine. I don't know these people. I'm just saying I know this is a fact and this is a truth because some people have told me about that, right? They're like, yo, bro, like, I see your videos all the time, but I'm not liking them because, I just don't want it to seem like I'm dick riding or something like that. And dick riding means like, oh, like they're supporting you like crazy, which is, it's funny, right? They're not, they're seeing the videos all the time, but they're not liking it because they don't want it to seem as if they're too much of they're like a fanboy, right? Or fangirling. It's a crazy thing to, like, it's like, to me, I'm just like, okay, right? Oh, cool, thanks. But it's like, it's not popular to support me yet, right? And I don't take it offensively because I understand the game. I understand how to play the game. And every single day I'm understanding how to play the game even more. Right? You guys got to understand these people, right? They doubt, part of them doubt you. Yeah, oh bro, I know you're going to be successful, but part of them still doubts you, right? But it will be those same people that will come back to you later on. Yo, bro, like, I want to be like you, man. Bro, I want to dress like you. Bro, I want to look as good as you. Bro, I want to be in shape like you. Bro, where you get your shoes from, man? Where do you get the shoes from? And mind you, I'm not someone who's crazy about shopping. I just know how to dress and I know how to shop. So imagine, right? Like, and I don't have if you ask me, I'm someone who's completely open to sharing, right? If you didn't realize, like, I'm completely open to sharing. Ask me anything, tell me anything you want to tell me. I'm good giving you feedback, and I'm not gonna gatekeep information, right? But it's funny, right? The something I told my boy, I was like, yo, I'm genuinely only paying attention to the people that are texting me and the people that call me, right? Because I understand that when I get to this level, those are the people that I'm gonna continue to keep in my circle. Like, social media is social media. I'm posting to share value. I'm putting this out there so that it lands in front of the people who need to hear this stuff, who needs to see this stuff, who needs somebody else to tell them a different perspective, right? That's why I'm putting this out there, to help those guys, right? But when it comes to, you know, like, oh bro, I'm liking your videos, I'm not liking your videos, it's not the like that's important to me. It's who genuinely wants to have a conversation, who genuinely wants to speak. And it's not like, oh, you're asking about my day or you care about me. It's more of, yo bro, can you help me with this? Yeah, bro, I got you. And then you build that relationship, right? You start talking more and more. Now you know about me, I know about you. I'm able to give you more feedback on your business or this thing that you're building. You're able to give me feedback. Because one lesson that I've always kept from my dad is you can learn from anybody. Anyone can teach you something, right? Anyone can give you a valuable piece of information, no matter where they're at in life, right? So I choose to listen to everybody. Anyone, and when I say listen, I don't mean I'm going to take your advice, but I will listen to the points that you're making, and then I will reassess and see if they make sense for me to actually listen to your, you know, to the information that you're sharing with me, right? So it's one of those things that help you build skills and master those skills, right? Because you're open to listening, right? You're after the top. You want to be at the top, but you're still humble enough to listen to other people. That's what gets you to the next level faster and faster. Because that old man over there, he may not be rich, but you don't know his life story. Maybe he had a lot of money at one point and then he lost it all, right? That's a lesson that he could share with you. And now you understand how he lost it all, why he lost it all, what he was thinking, what was going on through his head. Because believe it or not, you don't know what you're going to do with a lot of money until you have a lot of money. And then you'll know what you're going to do with it. Maybe you lose track of the mission. Maybe you lose sight of your vision. Maybe you get so complacent and you lose it all, right? It's these things that matter that so many of you don't pay attention to. But I want you to pay attention. I pay attention to every little thing. Maybe I'm a psychopath, right? But I pay attention to everything. I pay attention to the jokes. I pay attention to the comments. I pay attention to how people say something. I pay attention to how they look at me, how they treat me, why they treat me. Is it because I'm dressed this way? Okay, so now they're treating me like this, right? Is it because I'm, riding this car? Okay, now they're treating me like this. Is it because because I'm on social media, now they're treating me like this? I pay attention to every little thing because I understand that the guys at the top are extremely calculated. Nothing they do is an accident. Nothing they do is it on purpose. It's calculated. Obviously mistakes will happen, but they calculate every little thing. They understand the game because it's a game until you die. Think about all the opportunities you had to start playing the game. Think about all the opportunities you had to change your life, to make the haters and the doubters understand that they're gonna keep watching you and you're gonna keep climbing the ranks. So don't be worried about that, because the ones that will need you the most, again, will be the same ones that doubted you. That's the main point I want you to really, really bury deep inside your brain, and always look back on that. Because again, the harder you work, the better, right? Because no one will ever truly see how hard you work, but they will see how good you get. They will never truly see how hard you work, but they will see how good you get. That's what matters the most, right? So again, make sure you play the game, because it's a game until you die. It's a game until you die. So play the game, keep playing the game, and keep playing the game. Keep getting those experience points. Keep leveling up, because it's not just one winner. It's a group of winners trying to be number one. And they never get to be number one. But it's the fact that you get to play the game and participate. That's what matters. Yo, that's it for this one, guys. I hope you found value in this video. Make sure to drop your questions down below. Subscribe. Feel free to reach out to me on Instagram if you have any personal questions or personal topics that you want to talk about. I'm always open to, speaking to you guys. Speak with you soon.